I think this one's a keep. Yeah, because we can go Harvester for turn one or turn two. I mean, um, Bloodcaster after that. So that way, if they play something that's a threat, we can always sacrifice Harvester and potentially get up to a -4. All right, we're against life gain. Now, question is it black white or white green or just a mono white? All right, black white clerics it is. All right, bringing out the Blood Tithe Harvester does mean that we actually can kill that on our turn 3 thanks to Bloodcaster. I think on the next turn we'll go for the Swamp instead of the White Source just to keep that hidden from the opponent. Alright, unfortunately, opponent did hit another Life Spawn, which is a bit of a problem for us. Because we have an answer for one, but not for both. Yes, we will block that. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't. Alright, we will get rid of your Life Spawned. Reason why that's a -4/-4 is because Death Trigger happens to put another Blood on our side. And then it actually goes for the Resolution. Alright, this does give them... Blocking that did give them another Enter Battlefield trigger, but they no longer... They're relying off the Life Spawned as the only Enter Battlefield to gain life at the moment. So if we draw another removal spell, we could just remove Life Spawned, and that really hurts their deck a lot. Unfortunately, we did miss our land drop. So we're just going to land and pass after we bring out Edgar. Edgar does give us the possibility to double block and kill Life Spawned if the opponent gains any life. Alright, they just pass. We may want to remove that later, but I think right now we're fine with that existing. See, let's play the Hungry for More once and attack in, see what the opponent does. If this goes through and it hits the opponent, we'll just Deadly Dispute it afterwards. Opponent, did you forget that this has Trample? Opponent forgets it has Trample. Or forgets that... I'm not sure why they block, because they get no life gain off that leaving the battlefield. It's only when other creatures leave the battlefield. Alright, and we'll pass the turn. I tend to go for the Deadly Dispute instead of the Rite of Oblivion. Partially because I wanted to keep it a secret from our opponent. They brought out an Aura, which gives us a strong card to use it against. Problem is, if we double block this, we do lose both our creatures, but I think it's a worthwhile trade since they no longer have a 1-cost in graveyard at the moment. So if they actually assign 4 points to Edgar, 1 point to Bloodcaster, we will lose them both. Opponent may forget this and just kill off Bloodcaster. Okay, so opponent either knew that we'd get the Edgar flipped and didn't want to deal with the tokens, but they also could have made a mistake. Let's go ahead and use Rite of Oblivion to exile Aura, using the Blood token over the treasure, just because I might need the treasure later. And we will continue to be aggressive. Nice thing about Rite of Oblivion, though, is we can actually use it again. And, oh, we draw another one. I feel a little bad for this opponent. Because we just happen to have just, like, all the answers for what they're doing. And now they're low enough on life that we don't have to worry about a Righteous Valkyrie if it gets on the board. Because they won't have enough life that they'll have to use it as a blocker. Alright. Opponent unfortunately seems pinched on white because their second source was this, and they had to use it for the black. We'll go hungry for more, and we'll finish this one out. Even if they kill off Edgar here and block, it brings him down to 1 life. So opponent unfortunately had a rough start for that kind of a hand. We bring in the Ray of Enfeeblements because we do know most of their threats that are important are white. Go Blinks actually might not be bad against them. I'm going to take Vampire's Vengeance out because most of their creatures won't be affected by it. Take out 1 Hungry for More. Actually, I think we just take Hungry for More itself out, and that will be it. The reason why I'm taking Hungry for More out is the card is good in general, but most of their creatures have a toughness of 4, or can get over 4 easily enough. Actually, most of their creatures only have like a 2 or a 3 toughness, but a lot of them have a when gain life, put +1/+1 counters on situation. Alright, so I definitely think having the white splashed for the Oblivion spell is making quite the impact with our deck. I think we'll go ahead and keep this. It's a little slow and we don't have any of the removal, but the Epicure Blood token early on may find a way to give us some decent synergy with the Dying to Serve. I just realized the Dying to Serve is actually probably going to be too slow against this opponent, and we probably should have cut that. Alright, we draw Angie. Unfortunately, we're drawing the 4 drops of the deck. We really do need to draw something earlier to interact with their opponent. I don't want to start discarding yet, especially considering we like the idea of maybe sacrificing this to like our Rites of Oblivion. Alright, opponent plays the Veteran, gets their life gain trigger, and grows Life's Bond. We take 3. Yeah, we're drawing too many lands, so next turn we'll discard a land. Oh no, actually it's better for us to play Angie out. Because we need a defender. Unfortunately, Voice of the Blessed is going to start flying over. Take 1 more hit. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me with all these lands. Let's see. I think Edgar's probably the better blocker over Angie. Angie would help us with blood tokens, but instantly gets killed anyways. Edgar, after he blocks, will start giving us tokens for blocking on the ground. But we need a removal spell to get rid of this Voice of the Blessed. It will kill us in the air. We'll double block and kill that. Is the opponent going to do the thing where he kills... Okay, this time he actually kills both our creatures. Alright, we happen to draw the Red of Oblivion. Exactly what we needed. Give up our blood token. Actually, what I should have done is sacrifice the blood, get a redraw on one of these lands, and sacrifice the token. So that might have been a little preemptive there. Alright, so they use a portable hole to get rid of our token, so we have to take the hit. Let's see, we can play this, play Angie, and now we have a decent blocker. We also have the ability to use this blood token to create a Dying to Serve token. But we're going to hold up our mana for this Deadly Dispute, maybe. Alright. Opponent's probably going to come in for the... No, it's not going to come in for the 4. Be very dumb for them to do that. Alright. Use up the blood. Get a redraw. Find more land. Alright. Thanks to him transforming, he actually considers entered the battlefield for the transform. Oh, no, it doesn't. He actually doesn't. It's the vampire token at our upkeep that counts for the enter battlefield, for Angie's sake. With that being said, I think we use the Rite of Oblivion, get rid of Voice of the Blessed, but we're going to sacrifice Edgar. Reason why we're sacrificing Edgar here is just that way we can try to generate more tokens. Give ourselves another red source, and we continue to pass turns staying on the defensive. Thanks to Angie, we can always just sacrifice our tokens to gain more life. Another great thing is that we've actually exiled these, so they don't have any way to recur them. They do have a Clerics of Life Bond still in their graveyard. See, how much mana does it require to activate? 1, 2, 3. So this only requires 2 mana. Closing statement. They're going to go for killing Angie. I think we just interrupt that by sacrificing it to a Deadly Dispute. And we will Rave and Feeble to kill this. Alright. What do you do, opponent? I'm going to come in anyways. Just trade the 1 token. Because we can attack in with these, get some life gain. Opponent can bring that back from the graveyard as a 1/1 flyer, but we're kind of okay with that. Alright, with this we have enough vampires in play that this is a free activate. I actually should have activated Dying to Serve on our turn just to get the token. Because you can do one of these per turn. Alright. Opponent does top deck a Life Spawn, but that's okay. We have enough Harvesters that we can kill off both of their creatures. Although I don't think it's necessarily useful to do it to the Luminous Phantom here. We will get this off the board. Also get ourselves another blood token for fun. We will use it. Discard, draw. Play out the Epic here and just attack in. The opponent trades against one of our lifelinker tokens. That's perfectly fine. But if they don't, they're setting up that we do a lot more damage because Edgar's going to flip back over next turn. So even if our opponent hits Aura off the top of their deck, which is one of their better cards, we're still in a good position. If they happen to be running a sweeper, it resets us, but we're still able to get another 2/2 token on the board. Okay. We'll just go ahead and activate a blood token. We'll give them GG's because this is going to be swinging for too much for them to handle. Oh yeah, even if they held that back as a blocker, we had drawn the removal spell. But there we go. That's serving vampires on our hands. It's a little risky keeping this one, but I'm going to give it a shot. I say it's a little risky because of the only 2 lands here, but it's flexible mana, which is why I'm trying to keep it. We also have a lot of potential redraws thanks to the blood tokens. We seem to be against red-green. Question is, what kind of red-green is it? Is it the red-green werewolf deck, or is it just red-green good stuff? With Primal Adversary, it's kind of hard to tell what kind of deck we're still against. We're going to Deadly Dispute our blood token here because we need mana. Alright, we get it. And we're going to pay the 1 life and play our Epicure. Unfortunately... Oh, wait. Why did it use the blood? Why did it... I mean, not the blood, but the treasure. Why did it use the treasure? It should have used the estate. Darn you, auto-tapper. Alright, opponent plays a naturalist. We'll bring out Edgar. And we'll even attack him with the Epicure. If the opponent attacks him with both, we'll block to actually try to kill the adversary. Alright, opponent has the Blizzard Brawl. It does kill Edgar, unfortunately. But the thing is, they didn't count the number of snowlands they have. So that was all in our favor. And opponent gives us the shame scoop. They realize they made a mistake and scoop it up. This is one of the problems with the werewolf deck. If you try to run Blizzard Brawl or even Frostbite, you want these lands in here for your color flexibility, but you need snowlands to really make these cards shine. So it's just one of those awkward situations because of those cards. Our opponent looks like they're going larger werewolves. I'm trying to think if Burning Hands is actually going to be that relevant in here. I think it might be good against a couple cards, but I think our general removal package we have is good enough. Maybe. Because the big werewolves, if they're going big werewolves, are actually the red ones. I mean, there's a couple green ones, but the biggest green werewolf we can't even target with Burning Hands anyways. So I think we'll just leave it as is. Okay, lots of land. We have Baleful Mastery, but we don't have anything to use Deadly Dispute on. We don't even actually have a white source that's a solid white, so we're going to mulligan. Alright, we'll keep this one. This one's actually pretty decent. The question is, I think we give up Edgar here from this hand. I was thinking, it's like, what do we give up? Alright, Edgar, you're going on bottom since we don't have any way to play you. You're also being played as a 4-of, so we can at least potentially redraw you later. Alright. Drawing the swamp there definitely meant that we were going the Epicure, then Bloodcaster route. We'll just pass the turn. Next, this attack will take the 3, unless they bring out Tovalar. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. We'll block. Alright. Unfortunately, I think we're going to give our opponent a double draw here. It's a bit unfortunate. But I think what our best bet is trying to set up is a double block against the opponent with the Vampire's Vengeance. But opponent is going to use a Blizzard Brawl here. They are going to kill our creature. Are they going to forget that they have... They don't have Indestructible and attack with it? They do. I think we still have to go for the block here. They might have a backup in hand, which makes this block not so great, but the Witch's Vengeance plan isn't going to work out as well as we'd like either. We need a white source for Edgar, or draw something that we could play that's worth putting on board. Fortunately, we don't draw anything worth putting on board. I think we'll go ahead and do a discard draw of one Edgar. Well, actually, you know what? We'll pass turn. Alright, opponent gets double draw triggers here. The problem is, it's even if we discarded Brew and Edgar, we didn't have the ability to play anything. Okay, opponent, you should have probably played that first. Because now you can't use the 0 and attack in. But if you double spell here, you're going to turn it to day. Alright, opponent's going to turn it to day. Let's see if we can find something. Unfortunately, we can't play that, so we're actually going to discard Rite of Oblivion here. Alright, can't use the land. Not this color, at least. Well, I guess we'll hold off on sacrificing more treasure, or blood at this point. Alright, we bring 2 creatures to the board. See what the opponent does. Alright, opponent's setting up so that way that whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it'll enter with a +1/+1 counter. They can also play their creatures as though they have flash. I think we go for the block. I don't think we can afford to take the hit. Opponent probably has a burn spell for this Bloodcaster, unfortunately. Let's see, drawing another Vampire's Vengeance, I said, won't really help us because we don't have the mana to play it, but the game says, here's that Vampire's Vengeance, you were talking about it. We'll just go ahead and scoop it up. We don't have anything we can do. Yeah, no, we'll still bring in the Burning Hands. Opponent's got a lot of the green versions of their cards. We'll take the Vampire's Vengeance. We'll leave it at 1 of, because I think they still have... Nah, we'll just take it out. I think that's the best that we can do against this deck. We definitely drew very awkwardly, and sometimes that does happen. I think this is a very strong hand. We do have the Rite of Oblivion here. Instead of playing Blood Tithe Harvester on turn 2, though, we'll go for the Bloodcaster. The reason why I say that is because we're going to lead with a Ridge and then go White Source on this. Oh yeah, drawing a second Rite of Oblivion definitely made that the correct decision here. Alright, opponent gets a Pack Leader. We're actually going to immediately get rid of that. And we're going to sacrifice the Epicure, just so that we can get even more blood. Alright, and next turn we can bring down the Harvester, probably. Yep, there's the Blizzard Brawl. They actually had the proper snow sources this time. Fortunately, we're missing our land drops here. I think we'll actually go ahead and discard our Hungry for More. Try to find a land. Alright, we do hit a land. I don't think we need another white source. We'll bring it on black. And pass turn. Alright. The main reason I wanted to get one more land is that way we can actually make use of the Rite of Oblivion from our graveyard. Okay, opponent goes for the day-night cycle. Let's see. We have drawn lots of Rites of Oblivion, which is both a good and bad thing here. Let's attempt to Rite of Oblivion that from the one in hand. And opponent scoops it up. Okay. I think it's a little bit of a risk to keep it, but I think this one's actually a risk I'm willing to try. If we're against a control matchup, these will definitely carry us to a win. If we're against a aggro matchup, unfortunately, this will be the wrong hand to have kept. Alright, we do see our opponent is on red with Snowlands. And it seems to be goblins, so this was the wrong hand to keep. Alright, we'll bring out an Epic here. This will at least give us the start of the blood tokens to pay for these dying deserves. But it also means that we have the ability to use Rite of Oblivion in case our opponent starts playing their Goblin Lords. Alright, opponent wasting Big Burn on our 1-1 when they can't even block the Javelineer. So I'm a little surprised that they did what they did. We'll bring out another one, see how the opponent thinks about that. We're deciding to do this just because we have Deadly Dispute, and we need to make sure we hit our lands. We are going to need them for using these Dying Deserves, because if we play Dying Deserve and not have a mana to discard and draw, it's going to feel a little bad. Alright. So opponent does get their Lord. We will go for the block before damage is assigned. From the ability, we're going to Deadly Dispute. Fortunately, we miss our lands, but we draw Edgar, which is actually really good. Ooh, we do hit a land. Alright, bring this on red, so we have our guaranteed red source. And we bring Edgar to the board. It'll feel bad if they have another Thundering Rebuke, but we'll start getting our little vampire tokens at least on the board. Alright, another Bandit Lord. Things are getting a little dangerous on board, but not out of the realm of what we can handle so far. Battlecry Goblin is dangerous, and I think more important to get off the board than the Bandit Lord itself. So we'll get rid of this Battlecry Goblin. We'll give up one of our blood tokens. And we're going to pay life and bring out the Bloodcaster. Oh, geez, darn you, Auto Tapper. I hate Auto Tapper sometimes. I was trying to use the Voldarian Estate. I've got to remember, Voldarian Estate will not auto-pay life if it sees a treasure. Alright, opponents decided to preemptively use this as a +2/+2, which means we know we're going to block, and we block like so. So this gives us way too much value against the opponent. Alright. We Rite of Oblivion, we give up a blood token. We drew all three of our Dying Deserves, but unfortunately not enough mana really to play them out and make use of them early against this kind of a deck. Starting next turn, we can start attacking in to get some life back and put a Dying Deserve on board. We'll start showing the opponent we'll be able to outvalue them with tokens. Alright, opponent just also wastes the Frostbite. Alright. Get the Dying Deserve on board, and we'll just pass. We're not going to make a token off of it just yet, because I think we'll get better value if we wait one more turn. But then again, I think actually one more turn we'll probably just play this hungry for more. Because he's going to be active again. Oh, yeah, it's a good game, opponent. It's too much value not to go for this. Because now we have a board full of vampires. This costs us nothing. Unfortunately, Dying to Serve didn't really prove to be the winning card here. It was really just Edgar. Edgar's in Rites of Oblivion. Alright, next matchup. I think the opponent doesn't really have too much of an answer if... Let's see, go with the Gift of Fangs just to answer the early goblins. And I think we go down Baleful Mastery. And I want to keep Hungry for More in because it's got lifelink, but I'll take one out. And we'll go down one Dying to Serve. I won't lie, I was greedy on the Dying to Serves for the when I was going to make the tokens with it, but it's mono red goblins. The moment they run out of steam, they lose. So it's just about surviving the first like 6 turns. Unfortunately, this is not a keepable hand, so we're going to have to take the mulligan. This one is keepable, but we're going to give up Hungry for More because, well, maybe give up Edgar. But if we get Edgar on board, it's kind of done deal against them, likely. Alright, Javelineer back to the board as an early creature. Alright, so we have the ability to go for the Harvester on turn 2, unless they bring out Battlecry Goblin, in which case we'll just Gift of Fangs that immediately. We don't want to see that ever touch the board. But then again, I think we still have to go for Blood Tithe Harvester, purely on the fact that we need to guarantee ourselves a land draw, so Deadly Dispute. Alright, looks like our opponent's gonna just hold up mana for a burn spell, maybe. We're fine if they burn this. Alright, come on, opponent. Burn it. Alright, there's the Frostbite. So the opponent's going Frostbites, Play with Fires, and Thundering Rebuke. That's a lot of burn spells in their deck. Alright, Witch's Vengeance is a good draw, but we don't have the mana to play it. So we're going to Deadly Dispute, try to dig for some lands. And we whiff. That's painful. To get another Bandit Lord down, I think that's just going to be GG. If they don't, we can always use Gift of Fangs on Bandit Lord. That will shrink it permanently. And then we can use Vampire's Vengeance to sweep up it as well as other goblins they don't think will die. Alright, opponent's just using UC Pair Goblins just to make it so that way they spike in damage. We'll bring out the Harvester as a blocker. And we're going to shrink the Bandit Lord. I guess we bring in Epicure still also. But I'm not sure I'd like using the treasure right now. I think... Let's see, if... I'm trying to think like what the opponent can do. If they bring out Battlecry, they can bring it out Pump. I do 1, 2, 3... Yeah, no, we have to bring this out just in case they get Battlecry Goblin. If we don't bring this out, if they get Battlecry Goblin, they can bring it out, use the Pump. All their things have haste and +1/+0. Alright. We're fine with Paragoblins. It does allow them to shoot for 2 with Bandit Lord and kill Harvester. But we did set up that... We're going to take the 2. Alright, we just pass it back. Hold up Vampire's Vengeance. See what they do. Alright, we got the card out of their hand that we were hoping for. We'll vengeance you. We still lose our epic here, but this is going to kill their whole board. Probably should have waited to see if they pay the extra 2 to activate the vampire, but I mean the goblin. But we've now reached the point where we've stabilized a bit. We do need to still hit our 4th land. We've been doing all of this on 3. Alright, opponent hits a Thundering Rebuke. They can't attack him with the goblin right now. I'm sorry. Where the heck are our lands? There we go, there's a land. We'll bring Bullet Tithe Harvester to the board. And we pass the turn again. Alright, opponent draws another land. It's dangerous because now they can activate 3 times, but that's not enough for them to generate their 2/2 token. I mean, 1/1 token. So, this does nothing except for try to be an intimidation factor. Actually, funny enough, we block with the Epic here. So that way we can play Bloodcaster on board. And get ourselves the ability to start transforming these. Alright, move to combat, we transform it, and we hold back on the blocks. We're low enough that we're afraid of anything that they have that's haste, because they also could be running Goldspan Dragons mixed in with their goblins. This gives us the ability to block it. Alright, bring Edgar to the board. Transform another token. We'll only attack in for the 4 in the air, and the opponent has seen enough and scooped it up.
Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to join me while I stream, you can find me on Twitch, the link below. I hope to see you again in the next video and have a nice one.